Good evening, everyone. It is time for today's Tax Talk with your host, me, Attorney Stephen Leahy. It is Crypto Tuesday, the 23rd day of November, the year of our Lord 2021. And Crypto Tuesday today has a couple stories we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about El Salvador. We're going to talk about Hillary Clinton and her opinion, and the IRS Criminal Division and what they're doing with crypto. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. Won't you join us? Okay, it is Tuesday, as I mentioned, Crypto Tuesday, and we're going to talk about a couple of different stories today. I thought were interesting. Only have crypto news once a week. I guess I could do it more than that, but generally there's so much tax news. Remember, tax news is it's all the news. Almost all political news has to do with taxes. How they get your money, how they spend your money, right? That's really the root of all of this. And so that's why the today's tax talk is so important. And I ask you to subscribe, share it, with your friends, and share. Subscribe, like, and share, please. It's very helpful for us. And again, the today's news, tax news. Nobody else is giving you today's tax news in a short format, as I do. Today we're going to talk about cryptocurrency, as is our want. We're going to begin with coinflip.tech and their page, because I always like to start with the value and the markets, the crypto markets, because that's usually a big story with crypto is, how volatile is it? So here we are. This is the last 24 hours. Bitcoin is up 2.36% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum's up 6.6% in the last 24 hours. And Litecoin is up 4.1% in the last 24 hours. Fairly big move for those. Now, here's Bitcoin for the last week since we last reviewed this. It was at 60,000 last week, and it's down to $57,526 right now as we sit here today. And then let us do the Ethereum. Okay, I have to get rid of that. And I think you'll see that the Ethereum up and down hasn't really. It was at 4207 last Tuesday, and it is at 4350 today. So, and look at the chart, up and down. But a fairly close range of prices. So not too volatile this week. Again, the last 24 hours doing pretty good. Bounce back. Again, that's where we like to start. The next I want to talk about El Salvador, and that's why we had the El Salvador flag. As we have I got that image. Let's use it. It's been pretty exciting since September 7th of this year. El Salvador made Bitcoin its legal tender as the U.S. dollar is also legal tender in El Salvador. And they have a lot of plans about bringing in foreign investment, and that's what they're trying to do now. They have a new system where they're trying to build a Bitcoin city right on the volcano. So let's find out what it says. In a rock concert-like atmosphere, El Salvador president announced that his government will build an oceanside Bitcoin city at the base of a volcano. And the volcano, because everybody's been complaining about Bitcoin, that it's too energy inefficient. And so they need something greener. It uses too much energy. So this is one way that El Salvador is using to attract foreign investment and Bitcoin, by using geothermal devices or reactors in order to create electricity, green. So they're not burning any fuel. They're using this geothermal. So he used the gathering of Bitcoin enthusiasts Saturday night to launch his latest idea, much as he used as an earlier Bitcoin conference in Miami to announce in a video message that El Salvador would be the first country to make the cryptocurrency legal tender. A bond offering would happen in 2002 entirely in Bitcoin, he says, wearing his signature backwards baseball cap, and 60 days after financing was ready, construction would begin. The city will be built near the I looked this up, so Conchagua volcano to take. I looked it up to make sure I pronounced it right. Colcanga, that's what it is. Conchagua volcano to take advantage of geothermal energy to power both the city and Bitcoin mining. The energy-intensive solving of complex mathematical calculations day and night to verify currency transactions. And that's what they call crypto mining. The government is already running a pilot Bitcoin mining venture at another geothermal power plant beside the Tecapa volcano. The oceanside Concagua volcano sits in southeastern El Salvador on the Gulf of Fonseca. My Spanish needs a little bit of improvement. The government will provide land and infrastructure and work to attract investors. This is key here. Listen to this. The only tax collected there will be a value-added tax, half of which will be used to pay the municipal bonds and the rest for municipal infrastructure and maintenance. He said there will be no property, income, or municipal taxes, and the city would have zero carbon dioxide emissions. The zero carbon dioxide emissions, while important to some, the tax-free is more important, I think. And that's what's going to bring in investment. The city would be built with attracting foreign investment in mind. There would be a residential area, malls, restaurants, and a port. The president talked of digital education, technology, and sustainable public transportation. Invest here and earn all the money you want, he said. He told the jeering crowd in English at the closing of the Latin American Bitcoin and Blockchain Conference being held in El Salvador. The government is backing Bitcoin with a $150 million fund to incentivize Salvadorians to use it. The government offered $30 worth of credit to those using the digital wallet. Critics have warned that the currency's lack of transparency could attract increased criminal activity to the country, and that the digital currency's wild swings in value would pose a risk to those holding it. Well, that's absolutely true. Of course it does. Volatility creates risk. Bitcoin was originally created to operate outside government-controlled financial systems, and the president says will help attract foreign investments to El Salvador and make it cheaper for Salvadorans living abroad to send money home to their families. Well, that's a big incentive for many of these South African or South American countries, because many of their citizens are here in America, and they have to send, and many of them send a big portion of what they make here back to their families in the home country. And this is a way through Bitcoin to do it almost free. You don't have to go to Western Union and buy these and transfer money electronically, which is very expensive. Bitcoin was originally created to operate. Concern among the Salvadorian opposition and outside observers has grown this year as the president has moved to consolidate power. Go figure. Voters gave the highly popular president's party control of the Congress earlier this year. The new lawmakers immediately replaced the members of the Constitutional Chamber of the Supreme Court and the Attorney General, leaving the president's party firmly in control in the other branches of government. Kind of what our government tried to do at the beginning, right? With the Democrats taking over. The U.S. government, in response, said it would shift its aid away from government agencies to civil society organizations. This month, the president sent a proposal to Congress that would require organizations receiving foreign funds to register as foreign agents. So again, this is it's the next move, right? They made it legal tender. Now they've been trying to bring in foreign investment, which is the whole point of this. and also for their own citizens. But the whole point is to bring in foreign investment. That will help the whole country. And they're doing things that nobody else is doing. It just makes sense. Will Bitcoin take over? Who knows? But at least they're trying to do something different and trying to make a change. And whether that will be successful in the end, whether that leads to more freedom for its people, is yet to determine. Let's find out. So let's talk about the next story. The next story is the IRS expects to seize billions of dollars in cryptocurrency next year. More than 3.5 billion in crypto seized this year. I don't want to go through this whole article because you can't hardly see it. It's in this it's in this font that's very hard to see. But the Internal Revenue Service's Criminal Investigation, the tax authority's law enforcement branch, released a 2021 criminal investigation annual report Thursday. IRS Commissioner explained that the CI agents are the only federal law enforcement officers with the authority to investigate criminal violations of the U.S. tax code. The report details statistics, partnership, and significant criminal enforcement actions from the IRS CI for the past fiscal year, which began October 1st, 2020, and ended September 30th, 2021. Among several major crypto cases highlighted in the report is the longest-running Bitcoin money laundering service on the dark net, dubbed Bitcoin Fog. The 49-page criminal investigation annual report states that $3.5 billion in cryptocurrency was seized during the fiscal year 2021. This represents 93% of all seizures during the period. And then you wonder why the IRS is really, and our government is really after crypto, right? So they're seizing it rightfully. I hope so, but they don't really tell us in this article whether what was the charges and why did they seize the crypto. It's a lot. I don't know if we hear about a lot of this government seizures of property, sometimes for no apparent reasons, and people lose. For instance, there's a case where somebody was traveling with a large sum of cash. It was their cash. There was no reason why. There was no allegation that there was any fraud or any crime involved. This person saved this money, but because they were traveling with that money, the IRS seized the money and never gave it back. This happens a lot in this country. And so that's it. Now let's finish this up because I wanted to finish this up with a story about Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton warns cryptocurrency could destabilize nations, undermine dollar as world's reserve currency. Well, we've been saying that all along, that the government is afraid of this. And of course, the big government people like Hillary Clinton, that's what they're afraid of. And that's one reason why they're trying to stop the cryptocurrency expansion, right? Because they can't control it. The United States government wants to control everything. And if they can't control it, they want to end it. And then you hear, the sky is falling from everybody. You can't have crypto. It's going to ruin everything. Former presidential candidate Hillary Clinton has urged nation states to start paying greater attention to the rise of cryptocurrency. She warned that crypto could undermine the role of the dollar as the world's reserve currency and could destabilize nations. You know who could undermine the role of the dollar as the world's reserve currency? The United States government, and what they're doing right now by spending, and creating money out of nothing. That's what's going to undermine the role of the U.S. dollar. And everybody's turning to crypto because crypto is not run by the government. And the government is playing fast and loose with the rules and creating dollars out of nothing. And that is what's undermining the role of the U.S. dollar in the world's currency as the world's reserve currency. Hillary Clinton warns cryptocurrency poses risk to U.S. dollar and nation stability. Former Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton talked about cryptocurrency Friday during a panel discussion on Bloomberg New Economy Forum in Singapore. While addressing a range of new challenges, including disinformation and artificial intelligence, no pun intended, Clinton said, one more area that I hope nation states start paying attention to is the rise of cryptocurrency. I would guess that she doesn't even know what cryptocurrency is. If you asked her what's the technology behind it, I would guess she doesn't know. What looks like a very interesting and somewhat exotic effort to literally mine new coins in order to trade with them has the potential for undermining currencies, for undermining the role of the dollar as the reserve currency, for destabilizing nations, perhaps starting with small ones, but going much larger. Clinton is not the only one seeing that the rise of the popularity of cryptocurrency could hurt the U.S. dollar. Former President Donald Trump has said on several occasions that he does not like cryptocurrency because it competes against the U.S. dollar. I don't want to have other currencies coming out and hurting or demeaning the dollar in any way, he stressed. Well, again, this is something that the federal government has control over, and that's stabilizing the U.S. dollar. And instead of creating money out of nothing. In July last year, global investment bank Goldman Sachs warned that the real concerns about longevity of the U.S. dollar as reserve currency have started to emerge. It's not only cryptocurrency that's starting this. It's the United States government that's creating this problem, and the fear of stability. And if people are fearful that the United States dollar is not going to be stable, well, then they're not going to hold the U.S. dollar, and they're going to find something else. Used to be that they would hold gold, and I think many people still hold gold. But the next thing, the retaining wealth, is cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and other currencies, because they're not controlled by the government. Legendary fund manager said in May, "I'm worried now that the first time that within 15 years we lose reserve currency status, and of course all the unbelievable benefits that have accrued from it. However, some people believe that crypto will not replace the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency." The chief economist advisor at the financial services company said this week that crypto will always exist in the ecosystem, but it's not going to be a global currency. It's not going to replace the dollar. Well, that's good enough for me. Okay, so I guess he says it's true, and so it can't happen. But of course, that's always the fear here. What's going to happen? At least fear of the government that they're going to lose control, and that's the fear and the promise of cryptocurrency, that it's not controlled by by any governments, and so that's the allure of it. So again, thanks so much for listening here today. I want to thank you. I want you to have a great Thanksgiving. It's coming up. We're going to be here tomorrow, though, before Thanksgiving. What did I want to talk about? I want to talk about fighting the IRS, right? If you're fighting the IRS, if you owe the IRS any money and you're wondering, what do I do? Well, the very first thing you do, get a copy of my book, Deal with Your IRS Problem Today. Go to freeirsbook.com, freeirsbook.com, get a copy of my book, Deal with Your IRS Problem Today. It'll at least lead you in the right direction. You'll determine whether you need help. Many people don't need help. Maybe that's you. You don't need help. You just need direction. That's what the book will give you. freeirsbook.com. Remember, if you want a hard copy, I'm going to ask you to pay a small shipping and handling fee. If you want just the electronic version in PDF and Word and audio, along with chapter by chapter commentary, then go to freeirsbook.com, fill out the information, and don't give me your credit card information. And you won't be charged. And I'll make sure you get access to the membership site with all that great information there. So thanks so much. Now remember to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Nobody else is doing this. Nobody else can tell you the tax news all day. And remember, the tax news is the most important news of the day. So thanks so much for joining us. We're going to do a special show tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, which is the Watch Talk Radio. Because of Thanksgiving on Thursday, we will not be recording on Friday. So we have attorney Schwartzman on. She's a real estate and bankruptcy attorney. She's a great attorney. I'm going to encourage you to watch the show tomorrow. We're going to be on about 11 o'clock. And of course, you can find us on all the venues that we appear. Even after the show, you can find it. So thanks so much again for listening, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks again.